Welcome back to Uriel's Lantern. Been trying to think about what I want to manifest and call into existence today. I had a bunch of things, but the one I'm going to focus on for this video is my son. I've done a bunch of things on my family circumstances where one of my sons is not with me. He's with his mom by a very bad custody order. Very unlawful. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not even talking about my current son that's living with me. I'm talking about my next son. You know, I got this feeling in my heart that there's another baby. Another son. I might have another daughter in me too. I don't know. But I'm pretty certain I got another son. And, you know, we've tried bringing him into existence a couple times, but for whatever reason, we've miscarried a few times, and it's hard, and it's brutal. And trying again is scary, right? Because, like, those losses are hard, man. It feels like my kid died. This young boy that I never get to meet. And it hurts. But it also hurts to long for him. My son, I know he's out there. I know he's supposed to be here in the flesh with me. So we're gonna do a radiant pathway. Just welcome this little angel come into our life. Just say, hey, I love you, little guy. So to do this, we're gonna do the pathway. We gotta get in our body a little bit. I can feel the strain in my shoulders. The bag, I didn't bother to set the bag right, so hurt my shoulders a little bit. I can feel a little discomfort in my stomach from walking on an empty stomach. I can feel some of these rocks in my through the sole of my shoe. I can feel that. I'm just trying to get in my body a little bit. And you know, some people do this with meditation and breathing, but I like to do it with action and walking. All right. Next up, I got to open up my heart nice and wide. And actually, I left this open. I made it pretty big yesterday. It feels kind of still there. So I don't know how much opening I got to do, but you know, in my mind's eye, if this was a normal day, I'd say, hey, heart, I would like you to open up and unfurl for me, like a flower blooming and popping open. And inside of that, I can find a little flame. And I think of this as my spark of God. You know, and I guess even though it's feeling big, I'm going to keep putting air into this. I experienced like sparklers for the first time out of my heart. I felt like that little spark was like a sparkler, a divine spark was like shooting off its own little mini sparks. That's cool. So let's see if we can't get some firecracker energy in today, because I felt like each one of those turned into some kind of messenger. And I could message heaven and let everybody know, hey, bring forth my son. I miss him. I want him. So I'm gonna breathe in. My heart's gonna grow. I breathe in. My heart's gonna grow. And I can feel little sparklers. They go as little messengers. Some of these are going straight to the sun. All right. Well, nervous about this one. Hey, heart. Please build a vase. We're gonna need to put some consciousness in here. Block whatever's keeping me from this. Okay, so what are we doing here? We are doing heart. I got this vase. We're going to put some consciousness in this that we don't need anymore. And I want you to tell me what's keeping my son from being here. Now, the first answer I got back, which I'm rather grateful for, this could have been terrible. Who knows what this one's going to be? It's going to be, but the first one was divine timing. All right, well, I don't know how much I can impact that. You know, timing is what it is. We made plans, we made soul contracts, we did all this work. Maybe I don't get to just mess with that, but that's the first thing. Divine timing. Heart, what else? And I got some sun gazing I'm doing. Try to squeeze these things out of my heart. Heart, what's keeping me from meeting this next little boy? It says you're a horrible father. You let their mother take them. Oh, yeah, I don't know that I let anything happen, at least not consciously. I'm definitely not a horrible father. You know, my kids are extraordinary. They're so bright, they're so funny, they're so clever, they're warm, they're loving people. You know, my teenagers are teenagers. But my kids are like these beautiful, wonderful beings of light. They're little angels. And they're, you know, human just like everybody else, but they're magnificent. And part of the reason they're magnificent is because of me. You know, how do you get that way without your dad? I mean, I think you gotta, if you're gonna do it without your dad, you gotta be forged in fire in a way that is almost inhuman. And maybe some of that's happening now for them. I don't know. Let's go take that scoop of consciousness, put that in the vase. All right, good lot of sun here. Hey sun, hey heart. What's keeping me? You know, what needs to change, or what needs to be let go, or what else needs doing? Bring forth this sun. And I heard faith the size of a mustard seed. Well, the good news there is that I got that bigger than a mustard seed. I got that in spades. I know what I felt in this world. God's walked beside me. Abba loves me. I know that. Jesus helps heal me. Mary Magdalene and Mother Mary, I can feel their spirits. So I'm loved. I know that. I don't have to worry about that one. I'm going to take that little scoop, and this scoop feels a little anxious, so I'm going to try to scoop that out extra hard, put that in my vase. Son, heart, I'm talking to you guys. What's keeping me from this boy? Well, that one hurts. Your girlfriend doesn't love you. You know, we've been together for something like 5 years. And, you know, at times it's tricky. But I don't think there's really ever any day where I'm like, she doesn't love me. You know, we have our hard times, and, you know, we're reflections of each other, and we make that tricky. But I know she loves me. So, no thank you to that one. We're going to get rid of that. I'm going to scoop that up out of my heart. Place that in the vase. All right, I think I got room for one more of these. God, guides, angels, ancestors, heart, sun. It's keeping me from my son. I want him in this world. I want this little baby. It says you'll never have him, and God will never give him to you. Well, you know, I don't know about the never have him. That seems a little out of my control, but pretty certain this is in my fate. You know, if you can feel that desire, if I can feel that longing, then I'm feeling something most likely for what exists somewhere in the multiverse. Somewhere in this quantum entangled now, my son exists. This essence exists. This young man lives somewhere. I'm calling him back home. Come to dad. So no, he exists. One day he'll be mine. calling it in. We're gonna scoop that out. Put that down. You know, the other thought I have is like I got 5 kids I take care of, 4 of whom are biologically mine. The idea that I can't have kids is sort of ridiculous. I already disproved that 4 times. All right, now we gotta lower this consciousness down. So Gaia, I got some heavy stuff. Will you take this in? I heard, yes, dear, I would love to. All right. I'm gonna lower that down in my mind's eye. This little magical vase with all this consciousness is gonna go to Gaia. She's gonna transform that into butterflies and fairies and whatever else Gaia does. She's amazing. Be new feelings, new people, new everything. I can hear that dissolving. I can hear her chuckle. I didn't mean to be disrespectful if I was, but I think she got that. All right, next up, we say thank you, Gaia. And I just sighed without even meaning to. You know, your body will do this. Like when you're done, when you did the work, this is spiritual work. All right, when you're done with the work, your body will sigh. If it doesn't, you make it. Because you got to let your body know we're done with the work. You know, when you're done building your deck, you crack that beer, you sit in your chair, and you look over your new deck. What do? You take a big sigh. You gave your piano performance. You did your violin performance. You were on stage. You gave your talk. You did the thing. Now you're done, and all the work and all the prep and all the everything, and then the actual performance, it's all done. And we just sigh. Because you got to let your body know it's done. All right. So now we got to go get this little dude into our mind's eye and in our imagination. So I better go out at least a year. Give us some time to grow. But when this last one, baby, he was like picking up his head and he was rolling around early, like way early. He was like holding up his head by day 3. I want that for this next son. I want him to be big. I want my girlfriend to be okay. For her to be healthy afterwards and safe. Snuggling this little guy with all of her maternal love. I can see my son looking over, wanting to meet him. One of my other kids was born. I guess it was my first one baby and my second one baby. First one baby strolls in and says, "What's up, Miss Baby?" So I just see, I see my son just so interested in this little boy, this new play friend. I can see him being a little jealous of the new boy because he's very possessive of his mama. But he's big, he's healthy, picks his head up soon, he's crawling and he's adventurous. This kid is not a little lump. This kid's a go-getter. And he's like trying to figure it all out. So he's like clever, but also physically clever. Working with his body to push it. He wants to move, he wants to go. I'm going to seal this in with a little bit of sun gazing. My girlfriend's safe. We're okay. I forgot to make a light body, so I'm going to make a quick light body. I'm going to breathe in earth energy from below. Got some rust-colored earth energy. Breathe that all the way up to heaven. We're going to take sky energy from above and send that all the way down to Gaia in that Jurassic core of the earth. They're going to mix in my heart. I'm going to pinch in my heart. I'm going to grab a little golden thread. It's like pumping out golden light. I'm going to plug it into my little light body here. I'm going to blow it up and just kind of like 3 quick breaths. All right, now we're going to take that memory orb. We're going to give it some Reiki and give it some love. Give it our signature. Authorized by me, called forth by me, with love by me. The plans that we made. Could be our family. Stick that in this little orb. We're going to send that orb to the sky. Breathe light into it. And here it's accepted. And of course it is, because this was always the plan. And I'm just signaling the universe, trying to trigger this thing into my existence of now. Come forth, little guy. And we're going to be grateful. And thank Abba for taking that in, for the angels for guiding it, for my ancestors to watch over them, watch this process. Maybe not the entire process, but watching over us as we bring in this baby, my little son. I'm a magnet. I'm a magnet for this experience. I tune my frequency to the frequency of the world in which this little boy lives with us. I'm pulling myself to it and it to me. I don't want to set this too fast. I don't want to mess with, a natural process. But just a gentle tug, pulling it into the world, bringing it forth, calling him home, calling him to dad. It's time, little guy. Bumby, my son. Oh, another sigh. It's done. Now we give this one to God. We say, God, I trust you. Abba, I know you can do this. You'll do it for me. We've done that a couple times now. We'll do it once more. At least once more. Calling in my son. That's our radiant pathway. 18 on the clock.